Okay, we are live.
We are.
Confessions of an Artist.
Corazón para mi Jacob.
Okay, we are live.
We are.
Confessions of an Artist.
Corazón para mi Jacob.
Hey. Welcome to Confessions of an Artist. The Salon. So we're here with Jaded Jane, Axel from Jaded Jane.
Hi, welcome to the Salon and the Confessions of an
Okay,
Artist.
should we start?
Oui.
Okay. So if you would like to get comfortable. Are you comfortable?
Yes.
Okay. So Axel, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. It's I had a nice, productive, and sunny day.
Yeah.
So I'm just at home now on the couch, enjoying some time at the saloon.
So you had a nice sunny day up and about around Gothenburg?
That's right.
Stockholm?
Gothenburg, Sweden.
Gothenburg, Sweden.
The coastiest town in Sweden.
So have you been busking today? What have you been doing in terms of?
Yeah, I've been in the morning. We started early in the studio, Swedish gramophone studio. We record a bit of guitar on a new song, and then I went out for a bit of street music in one of our beautiful parks. It was a lot of people out. Of course, we're keeping the distance. Everyone is cautious and careful here in Sweden. But it was nice to see some people, some kids, some elderly.
Were you busking all day?
I was busking for 2 hours. I usually do, depending on the weather. I'll do a set or two sets maximum, just to keep some of the energy for other tasks and creations,
Like,
like songwriting. Definitely, songwriting is a big part of my days, and the sculpting of sounds, recording music, arranging different arrangements of the productions,
yeah.
and of course, going to the gym is a big part too. You need energy to do all these creative soul digging stuff.
Is busking always enjoyable for you?
It has it its highs and it has its lows. It's when I started busking in 2019. I lived in Scotland, in Glasgow. It was a very tough year for me. Just I was inspired by all the buskers in the UK, and
Yeah.
as you know, and I wanted to give it a go myself. And the first months were just it was really challenging. I was just I felt quite grind, what do you say, grinded down by the city, by the attitude of people, and of course it was a lot because of my own insecurities,
Yeah.
and just being new to it. But the more you're out, as everything, the more you do anything, you hopefully learn a few tricks, and you get more comfortable. So today was a good day. I do I do meet a lot of interesting. I want to say interesting people at times, and but I love people, and 9 out of 10 is just it's fun, good fun, nice.
Do you interact with people that listen to you?
I do. I'm a kind of person who actually likes to to get eye contact with someone, just maybe share a smile if it's an opportunity for it, but just acknowledging someone else. Could be a kid, it could be there's an elderly home right by the park there. So everyone is, you know how everyone is jaded these days. People are either looking down in the streets just because they're scared of interaction, or they're looking down in their phones if they're under 20, especially.
Does that affect you when you're performing and people aren't paying attention?
In the beginning, it did, because I was I was looking for some kind of energy from the outside, and then you could that can beat you down quite a lot, because literally 9 out of 10 people have something else to do than to listen to you, and that's understandable. Everyone has their tasks during the day, so but after a while you start playing for yourself. I mean, I think in the end you have to do that. You have to uh, enjoy being there, enjoy sharing music, trying stuff, and some days it's all vibe, it's all nice, and other days you'll have a big truck parking in front of your set
Mm.
and just keeping the engine on. It's and I guess every experience can teach you something. It can be, if you look at it that way, it could be a lesson for you, or you can react like we do sometimes, even me, get angry, and then it could ruin the rest of the day.
Do certain things in particular trigger you, trigger the anger or the frustrations that you get?
Well, sometimes when you're really feeling it and you're just, you know, pouring your heart out or soul out, and you could have someone that has a bad day, and she or he come up to you like, "Hey, can you turn it down a little bit, please?" And that can definitely trigger me, because it's like, some people don't give you that kind of respect that you everyone should have. Just, I mean, if you're performing a task, I mean, I'm doing a job or a community service. You could say that street art is performing music in the streets, and the least you can ask for is just, you know uh, a smile, maybe someone waving. But I mean, if someone is having a bad day, it's natural they want to take it out on someone else, and I guess the practice would be to react with a smile, perhaps.
What
That's
do you get out of busking as a person, as an artist?
uh,
Why do you do it?
I really felt a craving for meeting people, having an audience, of course. You write songs, you create music, and I'm the type of artist that really wants to play before an audience, and I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing people's reactions. I enjoy seeing when how music usually makes you dance. It makes you move your body, and it's particularly visible in kids. There's a lot of kids in the park, uh, and you can just see them coming up to you as little drunk people, and they don't know what it is, but they know that something is happening in their body, and it's because of the music. And that gives me the confidence to or to like the recognition that I'm doing something. The notes that I play flies out into the world, and it bounces back via a movement or a smile or perhaps uh, a dance.
Have you noticed a difference in mood or atmosphere since the pandemic, busking during the pandemic?
In Sweden, not really, because there's very small amount of buskers here. Actually, there used to be a lot more, but they forbid it. You're actually not allowed to busk with electronic amplification. We do it anyhow. I do it. The police never gives us any trouble. But there's I guess Swedish people are quite comfortable. I mean, maybe perhaps all Scandinavia.
Mm.
In Scotland, where I spent a lot of time the last years, I think artists are claiming their stage. They're just creating a place for them to express themselves. Similarly, as how the Salon is giving an opportunity for the different arts uh, to chat, to discuss, to get together in an intimate gathering and evolve and feed off each other,
Yeah.
hopefully.
How have you been doing during the pandemic creatively? Has it
Uh,
hindered your?
I've
Has it
been
been more
it
inspired? Have you?
I mean in the first months we I think a lot of people were worried, and I was too. My mother is over 60, so we were just in some kind of lockdown state of mind for months. But after a few weeks, I decided to get back out into the parks and start playing. And I mean, first and foremost for myself, because I needed some kind of energy to,
Yeah.
for because if you just home sitting by the piano day in day out, it gets it can get lonely, and you can fall into your mind and just negative patterns. So I experienced being out, seeing just a kid dancing to the music I create, or just waving to another human being. It just makes my day, really. Just
Mm.
I mean, just seeing it's something special with that, seeing something in someone in the eye. I mean, when we're chatting here over the interwebs here through the wormhole, see people there on the other side somehow, but I can see your eyes, but and you can see my eye, but we're not actually looking in each other's eyes. I guess that's the next stage technology there. But it makes me feel good to see others in the eyes. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, we have to force a smile. It could just be like, I see you.
Connection.
I see you, like
Do you mean
Avatar.
connection? Do you mean like real connection? Do you feel like you're missing a sense of real connection? We've not been able to
Oh
look.
yes, oh yes. I mean, the pandemic, pandemic have been a big challenge for all creative arts
Mm,
because I mean, the other jobs are kind of like just going on. I mean, the cafe, at least here, the cafes are still open. The restaurants, you're allowed in within the right, restrictions and sitting. But uh, we're not allowed to sing before an audience. I actually saw today a DJ playing at a place. So apparently DJs are corona free or something like that. But I was just, that's weird. So you can play,
they'll all be DJs.
you can DJ, but you cannot play live music. But anyhow, at least we can be outside. I'm happy for that.
Has there's some noise going on outside.
Sirens outside.
Sirens. How on a on a personal note, how has the pandemic? I mean, has your outlook changed? Has the pandemic changed your outlook concerning things? Has it made you think about certain things about life that you hadn't really thought about before?
Absolutely. It becomes, I mean, life is fragile. We all have someone that have been affected by this virus, and it could be something else, another type of um, disease, or and the good thing that comes out of it is that it brings us back to the here and now, because that's what really matters, being present in the choices we do uh, for ourselves and for others. I mean, if you feel that you're under the weather, obviously you stay at home. You take responsibility, not just for yourself, but um, for your fellow human beings. So I mean, just the maybe the thought of death.
Mm.
Just I mean,
How did you think about death before?
I have. I mean, my father passed away a few years ago, so I was quite early for me to meet that kind of you say. I was very close to my father, who was my best friend. So I met that in my 20s. I was kind of late, I guess. I mean, some people do meet it way earlier, but uh, so it was always something that I thought about, and I've been writing about it too. Uh, that's been my outlet to just write music and process, for example, grief or sadness in a song, talking about it, singing about it.
Yeah. Well, remember we have that safe word if you ever want to use it. We go in too deep into something. And what about your hopes? Has the pandemic made you think, right, I need to get things in order. I need to make sure I do this in life. Have you had any new hopes appear to?
Hope is a very important thing for me, and I think being a creative soul, at least me, on a weekly or perhaps daily basis, there is doubt uh,
Mm,
for the. I mean, especially when you're singing, moving your body, you are constantly working with your body as a tool, and it can be a sensitive matter because you are looking at yourself, observing yourself under a. I mean, in music we do under a needle,
mm,
especially recording music and uh, recording a vocal take of your voice, you hear every single, uh, you know, lip thing, and it's if you're in the beginning it was very uncomfortable. I was just like, is that my voice? Do I sound like that? And now I've gotten used to it, and I have created a distance between music and me. And I mean, who
mm,
I'm alive. I'm a soul. I'm of course not. I'm not the music. I it's an expression. It's not actually me. But in the beginning, it was very hard to. It could be heartbreaking, especially a lot of people have opinions. Everyone's a critic, right? So
mm.
so it's especially your near ones, your family. They have something to say, and they want to let you know that they think this or that, and we much too rarely boost each other. I think I'm just saying like, I like your voice. I like that was beautifully sung, or that was how beautiful you dance. And we are. I don't know if it's uncomfortable just being that kind of intimate with your brother or sister or mother or whoever, your best friend. Uh, at least here in Sweden, Swedish people are quite stiff. Uh, so we we were just giving like good job.
Okay, so aside from your art, what have you been reading any books or listening to any music yourself that's inspired you? Or
Yeah, yeah. I am at the moment. I'm listening to uh, this, which is an all new. Do you guys see it? Mm,
Vancouver.
Vancouver,
Okay.
and it's Uwe Almgren and Åke Linton. Åke is the sound artist that we are working with in Jaded Jane. Creates the mixes and masters and sound atmospheres. And this is an instrumental kind of atmospheric sounds, not really songs. It's quite nice to just listen to something suggestive and meditative, not any concepts or words, or it's just gets you into almost a trance. And I'm reading a book named the Jane Path, which is not Jane as I spell it, Jne, but Jain, which is a very very old culture uh, that has to do with interbeings and inter connections between human beings and animals and plants, and it's really interesting.
Oh, okay. Was that recommended, or how did you happen upon that book?
My brother Adam found it, and I mean, short story, Jaded Jane came to me in a dream, as music often do. Dreams, or you are just getting something, an idea of a melody, and Jane. I saw it in a dream, Jain, and after a few months, I Google it, as we do nowadays, to find out.
Yes,
And to my surprise, obviously it exists. There's a Jain path, and there's people following a Jain culture. It's thousands of years old, and it was interesting. Maybe I'm a some kind of incarnation of an old ass Jain from
quite possibly.
yeah, perhaps from the Greek ancient days, the Salon.
All ties together.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's end that there and perhaps return another time.
Thank you,
Thank you.
and thanks to everyone who tuned in on the interwebs,
Interrupt. Cyberspace.
and
Virtual world.
I hope all of you are doing well. Uh,
Yeah.
and please hit us up with questions
Or do you
and
want to play us out? Do you have any like instruments at hand?
oh yeah, I
Let's
have
hear some Jaded Jane.
I'll serenade uh, all of you and set the tone for the end of the day,
End of the day, end of the week.
end of the day, and end of the week.
Okay.
This is a little piano that I like experimenting with.
Just to say, Jaded Jane is going to be performing or hosting a gathering once a month at Salon. Yeah, this is an example of their music. My battery's low, so I'm going to stop the Insta stream.
Tell you that I wanna tell you that I can. You should always know that. You should always know that I'm there. Together side by side, together side by side we'll stand. Through our darkest hour, in our lonely tower. I promise that I'll pick the phone up when you have something to share. There's nothing in this life too hard for you to say, so please stay. The inside a hurting mind could make anyone feel quite scared. A day outside your lonely tower where the wind blows through your hair. A day outside your lonely tower where the wind blows through your hair. I wanna tell you that, I wanna tell you that I can. You should always know that, you should always know that I'm there. Together side by side, together side by side we'll stay.
All right. Thank you, Axel. So Axel, Jaded Jane will be back at the Salon on the 3rd of, no, not 3rd of
The
March.
first Wednesday of April.
That's Wednesday of April.
First
So
Wednesday
that's the 7th of April. I've got the March calendar up. Yeah, see you at the Salon.
See you at the
Peace out.
salon.
Peace
Thank you,
out.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.